My name is Munyax Eco. I am the founder and the CEO of Munyax Eco. Munyax Eco is a company providing clean and affordable energy while promoting women-led solutions. I was born in Europe and then I came back to Africa, and rapidly I became a refugee and we had challenge to access electricity. 30 years later, I saw not so much difference. There was still a big challenge of access to energy, access to electricity. So that's how I decided to come back to Rwanda and to see how I can contribute to the resolution of this big challenge, access to clean energy. Why clean? Because the challenge of climate change. Also, it's a huge issue, so it's good if we can do both, providing energy and also at the same time fighting climate change.
Munyax Eco's core business is providing affordable heating and lighting solar solutions for household use in Rwanda. Apart from supplying and installing home solar appliances, Munyax Eco is extending its technologies to farmers living in rural areas in Rwanda. It has joined hands with grassroots farmers cooperatives, Rwanda Agricultural Board and other stakeholders to pilot a solar-powered cold room where farmers can store their produce for longer, therefore avoiding post-harvest losses.
But also, you have a cold room which makes that people has a bargaining power. If they don't get well with the buyers, they say, oh, go, we will find others because we can put our post-harvest in cold room and we can wait for a few days to have better buyers.
This infrastructure is a very big opportunity to farmers because they could have that pressure. Where is the buyer who can buy all this production so that nothing is spoiled? But now they will be handling it without any fear, storing it as they are looking for their own markets, big buyers, or people can give them good money. So if we can have that good production, and then we have good facilities on production handling, that one can lead to the target of the government. Because the target of the government is to ensure farmers have produced a lot and their production has helped them to develop.
No kuvuga ngo ubundi nkunze gukoreramo na hano muri green. Inyanya twejejemo bwa mbere twazejeje ari nkeya zitatujyana ku isoko ariko tuzazongera tuzizanamo zamazemo hafi cy'umweru turongera dusoroma izindi twasanze nta kibazo zifite ariko mbere yaho iriya nzu tutarayibona ntabwo twavugaga ngo hari byamaraga iminsi 4 twazisaruye zihishije cyangwa 5 tugasanga harimo izagiye zipfa tugahomba.
Hari igihe twigeze kweza nk'inyanya ziba nyinshi cyane nko mu buso bwa R15 havagamo nk'ibitebo nka 50. Muri 50 iyo zabaye nyinshi ubwo 20 birapfa. Tugasigana wenda nka 30 nazo tukaba twabura isoko. Iyo tubuze isoko zipfa ubusa ugasanga zanyanyagiye ahantu hose. Ubwo rero kiriya cyuma gikonjesha kidufitiye akamaro ko tuzifashishamo tukazijyana twitonze tukazishyira ku isoko rwose nta kibazo umuntu afite yarazibitse nta na rumwe rwangiritse nta kindi kibazo kindi.
Munyax Eco's cold rooms are not only affordable, but they are also energy efficient.
Our cold room is using technology called ice battery technology. So we are making ice from water. So we can pump the water around the ice inside the cold room. It takes the heat outside and put in the air which is cooled down.
In addition to supporting women-led farmers cooperatives in rural areas, Munyax Eco is keen on empowering and equipping more women with technical and soft skills required to join the renewable energy sector, which is mostly male-dominated in Rwanda.
In solar energy, we don't have so much skills. We have, but it's not enough. So we do capacity building with youth, and we add the gender side. So we do gender sensitive capacity building.
Abantu benshi akenshi barabyiga ntibabikoresha ariko nge nakundaga gukora akazi nyine k'ingufu nkakora akazi nkumva ko nananiwe nkumva ko mpembewe ikintu navunikiye.
Nyuma kugeramo nasanze harimo abandi bantu benshi duhuje kuba twese turi abagore kandi tukaba twakora akazi. Byaranshimishije, byaranamfashije, byaranshimishije cyane. Nicyo mbona cyo cyiza nuko dukwiye guhindura imyumvire tukumva yuko umugore nawe hari ikintu yageraho.
In a world which is dominated by men, I mean the world of energy dominated by men, we managed to have more than 50% of our staff are women. And this is really permanent effort that we are doing. And it's really a question of fairness and justice. It's not a question of charity. It's just a question of fairness and justice.